Change, whether that's business change, transformation or similar, is a subject that's never far from an organisational strategy nor a LinkedIn feed. We see failure statistics, often unironically shared by the same vendors who promoted those changes in the first place. We see recommendations for frameworks, processes and methods. We see admissions and navel-gazing proclamations about what people would do differently next time. The challenge with much of this, though, is twofold. First, a continuing linear assumption about our ability to control change, that we can accurately know a starting point, imagine a detailed future, and know when it's done. And then second, when it comes to people, that we just need better, stronger, wiser leadership and less awkward, less incompetent and less change-resistant employees and customers. The reality, as ever, is more complicated. At its heart, change is something that causes or necessitates a shift in human behaviour. No doubt you've had trouble changing your own behaviour or influencing those closest to you. Whether you want to stick to a diet or an exercise regime, build routines around study or stop yourself smoking, this stuff is not easy. But even with something simple, like the change of a small procedure, when we scale those involved from individuals to teams and teams to organisations, the complexity introduced is monumental. No two people will hear the same thing, expect the same thing, or react in the same way, creating fluid, even chaotic results. I often cite an example of a colleague who chose not to try a new way of working because it might make him look bad, despite the whole department that he was leading being under the spotlight and threatened with closure. No one predicted his response, and even if they had, I'm certain something else unpredicted would have shown up. So now imagine that new way of working will be dropped onto 1,000 people, a whole organisation, a country. Your guess about what happens is as good as mine or anyone else's. As Brenda Dervin said so beautifully, each person is a person who has past struggles, a body, mind, heart and spirit, moving through time and space with a past history, a present reality and future dreams and ambitions. No matter how much conviction we put into our voice when we announce that our organisation is going to become agile, simplify or be customer-centric, we ultimately have far less control over the picture that will emerge, and we really should check our expectations and our approaches accordingly.